Hey, good morning, sis. This is a serious conversation we need to have. I'm at a bus stop right now. I'm just sitting here waiting. I'm not getting on any particular bus. It's just an example of how some of us are just sitting waiting in life, and you're going to be sitting at that stop for a long time if your heart doesn't get mended. So, a lot of us are in an unjust fight. We're in a battle and we don't even know it. And a lot of us, it's not even our fault that we're in this battle. I mean, sometimes we choose to be with who we're with, and we choose to go places that we go, and we move and make moves without God. So some of the things we cause ourselves to get into. But as a child, we are groomed by what we see. It's like, be careful. And I've been guilty of that too. It's like, be careful of who you bring into your child's life. Be careful about what you say in front of your kids. Be careful. Because it doesn't just matter at that moment. Our daughters grow up feeling like they have to keep being with the man who treats them bad. They have to keep on giving people chance after chance, whether it's friends or whoever, even after they've mistreated them. Well, I'm going to say this first before I do this video. I love my mother. My birth mother, I love her. However, we really don't have a relationship. I think that because some things that happen in childhood and younger years, that she has not forgotten about or she won't let go of, and I really don't personally know anything that happened really in her life that makes her the way that she is. I'm not saying she's a bad woman. I'm saying in the past, there were some things that she did and they hurt me. As a girl, it hurt me. As a woman, it hurt me until I found out that I can be loved by God no matter what. And I found out that somebody else can love me, but I had to cleanse and let God cleanse and let him work through me. So, as a child, I said before, I was called stupid. Me and my sisters were called different names. We were told that if the boys were born first, that we wouldn't have never been born. I've heard stories like, I wasn't sure for a very long time who my father was. Because one minute she tell me this person's my father. The next minute she say that person's my father. And then I even heard that from my mom that a married man got her pregnant and like she went shopping with the money and she should have had the abortion. All those type of things. It really can hurt a child. That doesn't just go away. So I grew up feeling like I wasn't good enough. I grew up feeling like things that I said was stupid. I grew up feeling like the boys mattered more than the girls did. I grew up in an era also where it was like whatever happens in the house stays in the house. And no matter how much it's hurting you, you better not tell my business because then you get a whooping. And I think I grew up with a broken mother and she didn't even know that she was broken at that time. Like, I have a book coming out and I really shuddered at the thought of putting it out. I'll be honest, I was not going to put the book out until she wasn't in the world anymore because I didn't want to bring embarrassment or pain to her. But, the Spirit kept telling me, this is your time. I've got women to help out there, so I've got to put that book out. And it's not meant to, badger her. It's not meant to slander her. Because one thing I always say is, you respect your mother because she brought you here. The Bible says to love your mother and your father. Honor your mother and your father and your days will be long. It doesn't say if you feel like it. It doesn't say if you want to. You're supposed to give them that respect. So I'd rather not, go back and forth and argue with her and do things like that because that's disrespectful. When she's ready to love me, I'll accept that love more than anything. Like, every girl wants a mother, like I want those times with my mother like other girls had with their mom. And I was fortunate enough, though, to have a foster mom who's been there for me, who's cared about me, called me to check on me. I've had that, and I've had a lot of people in my life who have prayed for me. That's like right now, I want to say that even after what has happened in a few months, I thank everybody that has come to the shop and hugged me. I thank everybody that has prayed for me, because I know there were people praying for me, because my strength was uplifted when I didn't need, when I couldn't even feel worthy, or I just was feeling real down, and I knew somebody was praying for me. So I say thank you. But I'll go back a little bit in the younger years. Like I said, there was that traumatic experience. There was molestation. There were things that really hurt me. Like, you don't want to dwell on those things, but you do want those things to heal. And you've got to get that out before it can heal. So my mother may not have been the best mom, because I don't think that she knew how to love somebody. She was emotionally unavailable. So what that taught me as a grown woman was, it's okay if I deal with an emotionally unavailable man. I know one thing that every woman has to ask herself: if you get in a relationship over and over and over with a different man, and you still have that same problem, that means you haven't faced that, and you're still in denial of what your issue is. Because we all have to ask ourselves, why? If you keep getting in a relationship and it's bad and you keep falling for the same person, you have to say, what is it that allows these people to treat me the way that they treat me? Well, I know for a fact that people will only treat you the way that you allow them to treat you, and they won't do any more than that. So I know now that what I need from people is not negotiable. I know how I feel is not invalid. And I don't blame people who have hurt me, because my issue was, I know my issue. My issue was building a man. I felt like I can save a broken man. All my relationships basically have been a broken man. And I have tried to love that person past them loving themselves. There's no way you can humanly possibly love somebody that does not love themselves. You can care about them, but you can't make them a different person. So whether it's my ex-husband, whether it's my mom, whether it's somebody that has hurt me along the way and don't even know that they've hurt me, I forgive you. Why? Because I know a lot of people, they have been so broken that they cannot love people right. Like my mom, I doubt if she intentionally just brought kids in the world and hated her kids. That's just how it came across. I've never heard "I love you." When I've tried to hug her, it just feels so foreign, like she don't even hug you back. She's never said, "I'm proud of you." I have a sister, who's a doctor, and another sister who does very well, and it's never been a "I'm proud of you." And my sister told me, "Well, Donna, I just don't think that she's that type of person." That may be very well true. But sometimes you've got to just dig inside, ask God to pull out all that mess, and then you'll become better. You don't just get to waddle and sit in it. And unfortunately, some people will go away from this world and never forgive people. They'll never love how they should have been loved, or it's just like they'll never be who they could have been. Some people don't even know they have a problem. What I'm saying today is, some grown women have learned to be mistreated by their childhood. You've got to go back and look and say, what was it that made me accept all these things that people do to me? You know what I mean, ladies. Have you ever had a man just stay too long? I mean, he wasn't paying bills with you. He was emotionally abusing you, or physically, mentally. He was just lazy. He had no qualities that you want in a man, but you stayed anyway just to work it out. Sometimes we don't get that love when we're a kid, and we grow up and we're looking for that love. We grow up and we're begging for that love. So that allows people to mistreat us. I don't want you to let another person mistreat you after today. Not your mother, not your father, not your sisters and brothers, not that boyfriend. I don't care if it's a girlfriend. Nobody. Don't let anybody mistreat you because you are worthy. You don't have to put up with that. At the same time, don't go getting in relationships and breaking men who can potentially be a good man. But because you're broken and you've not healed and you've not took time to be alone and find out and ask God what it is that you need to do, like, don't go break a man. Because what happened with men, you know, they can dish it, but they can't really take it. So once a man's heart is broken, it's kind of like he's dogging every woman after that. So for every no good man, a no good woman makes him, whether it's his mom, an ex-girlfriend, somebody who may have molested them, because some women molest men. For every no good man, a no good woman made him. And for every no good woman, a man made her, whether it was the father, whether it was that boyfriend or ex-husband or whoever. But at the least, I say, please love yourself. Learn to love yourself. And at the same time, see yourself. And after you see yourself, ask God to change it. Because it's possible. I sit here today and I don't have to wait on this bus stop. I don't have to wait on the bus stop and realize that this bus is never coming. I can get up. I can take the keys that life has taught me, and I can go on that ride that God has for me. I will no longer just accept the least of it. I'll either have the best or I'll have nothing at all. So again, to all my sisters, get off that bus stop. Stop waiting on somebody to save you. Stop waiting on somebody to change you. Only person who can change you is God. If you're looking for anything other than that to change you, you're looking in all the wrong places. I love you, sis.